South Africa is showing massive economic growth. Well, that's according to President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. He was addressing the Procter and Gamble investment launch in Kempton Park in Ekurhuleni earlier today as part of the country's investment drive. Our senior reporter Silindelo Masikane is covering the story for us. She joins us now to talk to us a little bit more about this Procter and Gamble investment launch. Good afternoon, Silindelo. What's happening?
Good afternoon, Bradan. We find ourselves in Kempton Park, which is, of course, Gauteng's manufacturing hub here in the country's economic hub, which is, of course, Gauteng. And what we've seen just moments ago from around midday this afternoon was the launch of a new premium manufacturing line by Procter and Gamble. Now, for those of us who are, used to using products such as Pampers, Always, Gillette, Ariel, I'm sure South Africans have at least one of these products in their homes, even Vicks. They are now going to be launching a premium Pampers line, which is part of the investment drive to boost the country's economy. Now, of course, we know that from as far back as around 2018, we've been having investment conferences that have been hosted by the president. And since the advent of these investment conferences back in 2018, P&G has been one of those companies that has continuously been investing in the country's economy by creating more jobs and ensuring that many of the products that they produce are manufactured locally. But to give us more context around the latest manufacturing line, I am joined by the Vice President of P&G. And just to note, Bradan, P&G is one of those companies that actually has a 50-50% gender parity when it comes to their top leadership, which is something I don't think we see quite often. But thank you so much for your time, Ms. Eddington. Just talk to us about this premium line. What kind of investment are we looking at when it comes to this premium Pampers line?
Sure. And, why we're here today is because 20 years ago, when Procter and Gamble started operations in South Africa, we were importing our entire portfolio, many of it coming from Europe. Now, as we stand here today, 70% of our portfolio is manufactured right here in South Africa, and the raw materials and packaging materials also from South Africa. It was 5 years ago that we started attending the South African Investment Conference, and in conjunction with the President, we've made commitments every year since. Over the last 5 years, it's been 800 million rand of investment that we've committed, and our most recent commitment was to bring Pampers' best product that we have globally, our premium care line. That means that now the entire Pampers portfolio is available and manufactured here in South Africa, and the President kindly commissioned that line with us here today. And the product of bringing that in is that we've been able to create 4,000 direct and indirect jobs, and as you rightly say, those jobs are 50-50, male and female, and that comes all the way through to leadership level as well.
Perhaps what are the future hopes for P&G in terms of the collaboration, the private-public partnership you have with the South African government?
I think the President said today it can seem like a bit of a tick box exercise to pledge your investment. It's not the case. It is a genuine investment in the future of South Africa, because we believe that we will be serving South African consumers for generations to come. And when we're serving them, we want to serve them with the best products that we have available in the world. That's part of our superiority strategy. So our hope for the future is that we'll continue to expand. I hope to be able to one day say that 100% of our portfolio is made right here in South Africa, and that as we do that, we expand our portfolio and expand our ability to serve South Africans.
Perhaps then lastly, your message to other companies like P&G, what should their commitment be in developing this country, as well as, looking forward to creating more investment opportunities in South Africa?
Yeah. I think if there's one thing that we've taken out of our journey over the 20 years in South Africa, it's that we have not just a role to play in the growth of our own organisations, but the growth of the nation in which we operate. We call this a force for growth and a force for good. A force for good being the work that we do to create employment, to invest in the society that we operate in, and just a small example of that is the role we play as P&G in terms of giving young women sanitary products who wouldn't otherwise have access to it so that they can go to school, but that's part of investing in the communities so that we can uplift the society and grow along with the country. And I think that as a company, that's something that we believe in, and we'd encourage our peers, our competitors to do the same. Healthy competition that serves consumers is a good thing for all of us.
Thank you so much for your time.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. That is Ms. Alicia Eddington, the Vice President for P&G here in South Africa. And I think it's just one of those stories, one of those good stories to tell, I think, that we can share with South Africans in terms of the investment in the country.